Hidden Messages Mass Media. In this third learning activity of English.work 7, you will learn how to express opinions about media literacy and about critical thinking and tag questions. Introductory material. Dear learner, in this opportunity, you will learn about the concepts of mass media, critical thinking, media literacy, and tag questions. Please read the information that follows and do the exercises so that by the end of the activity, you will have grasped the concepts related to this learning activity. You will learn about 1. Critical thinking and media literacy. 2. Tag questions. Let's begin. 1. Critical thinking and media literacy. Mass media is all around us. Think about the following questions based on your own experience with media before reading the article. Have you ever noticed arguments and values implicit in the stories you watch on TV? Have you ever wondered how fictional stories seem so real in the movies? Has it ever seemed to you like the news you read is not as neutral as it appears to be? Have you ever felt that advertisements are selling you something more than products? These questions lead us to key themes of the article below. Media literacy. Read and listen to this article with some definitions of key terms and main ideas to talk about critical thinking and media literacy. Believing what you see? Developing a critical eye through media literacy. First, some key terms. Media are the channels through which humankind communicates. Media conveys meaning through different mediums such as television broadcasts, newspapers, or films. Media includes radio, videos, recorded music, magazines, junk mail, comic books, computer software, the internet, video games, and advertisements. The word mass refers to a large number of elements, so mass media is a means of communicating to numerous audiences. All media present a message in a text. In the context of media analysis, a text is not only as something that is written. A text is anything that communicates a message. Some examples of non-conventional texts are commercials, web pages, songs, billboards, advertisements, or even illustrations. One cognitive skill that is essential in approaching media text is critical thinking. You most certainly know the meaning of the words critical and thinking separately. But combined critical thinking has a special meaning. It is a term applied to the analysis of data or ideas by using observation, experience, reasoning, and logic in order to arrive at a conclusion. When we think critically, we try to go beyond understanding just the superficial elements of a text, idea, or problem, and we try to decipher the implicit intentions or arguments behind them and question these. Through critical thinking, we can analyze messages to which we are exposed in the media. Critical thinking aims to help us understand the messages that might be implicit, hidden, or subliminal. Let's take a look at a specific type of critical thinking and analyze that it is used particularly in the context of media analysis. Media literacy. What is media literacy? Media literacy is all about taking a second look at media texts. This basically means that when we hear or look at media, we can miss elements that are not obvious or explicit. Media literacy is about learning to read media in order to find those underlying meanings in a text. By listening or looking twice, we will be able to catch information that may contain important clues to these messages. This kind of double checking can be intentional or accidental. For example, you might have been listening to an artist for many years before you notice that there is a deeper message in the songs. Or you may intentionally analyze an advertisement to understand the strategies used by the marketer to sell the product. So why should we develop media literacy? You cannot always believe what you see. Though some media is based on real events, people, and places, media nowadays have millions of ways of making things that are not real appear so. Special effects, stunt people, camera tricks, editing software, And great acting constructs images, text, and scenes that appear real but are actually only simulations. Simulating reality can trick viewers into believing that what they are seeing is the truth. And this is most often the objective of the creators, making you believe what you see. Every word, image, sound, and color has a purpose in constructing a strategy to convey a message. Things are not there or are not omitted on accident. Media literacy is important because it helps you avoid being manipulated by these strategies. Media strategies: persuasion and perspective. Media texts have a target audience and specific purposes. Media texts, like other texts, seek to achieve something. Each text has a clear reason for being. Purposes can range from entertaining, to informing, to persuading, to making money, to explaining, to arguing, and the text purpose is always linked to the target audience. When creators of media text compose, they characterize the target audience in terms of sex, age, education, economic and social status, occupation, lifestyle, values, beliefs, tastes, etc. Those characteristics shape the construction of a successful media text. The advertising media uses techniques in order to help messages reach their targets, most often to persuade. The first technique is identification. With this strategy, advertisers use something that individuals can identify with. In the examples, you will see a woman who looks like someone many women can identify with. By using her, the advertisers aim to connect with the common woman. In the second image, we see a representation of the generalization strategy. Here, the ad tries to persuade by suggesting that all women use the perfume. Next, we see the strategy emotional appeal in play. Here, advertisers try to make the observer believe that by using the perfume, she will feel pampered and luxurious. The focus is the feeling the product will generate. Finally, the last image makes use of celebrity endorsement. By placing someone famous in the ad and showing this person using the product, the advertisement tries to sell the product using the authority of the celebrity as a selling point. Other strategies used in media are more common in text, whose aim is to create the illusion of reality. Sometimes certain events are portrayed in the news, or a true story is retold in a documentary. Yet, every story being told is done from the perspective or point of view of the author or director. Even when the creator of the media tries to be objective and stay as close to the facts as possible, you will always be seeing the story as it is represented from the perspective of the creator. You cannot take for granted that what is said to be true or real really is. Objectivity does not exist. Media interpretation depends on you. What you conclude after being exposed to a media text depends greatly on you. At some level, media messages are like people. They express values, intentions, and ideologies. Whenever we are exposed to a media text, we must try to identify what the ideas of the people who produced it are and decide if we agree. Remember that the elements in a text message are not there for no reason. They have a purpose. In order to deconstruct the text, you will have to take a second look, or a third, or a fourth, and reach your own conclusions. By doing so, you will be able to interpret and make decisions based on your own opinion and not only on what you have been told to believe. Key concepts and questions to keep in mind. Keyword ideology. Key concept 2. Tag questions. Listen to the following conversation between John and Johanna.
How are you doing, Joanna?
Fine, John. What's new with you?
Well, I'm reading a magazine and there is something I want to show you.
Let me see.
What do you think about it?
Well, the ad is a bit shallow, isn't it?
Yeah, it only focuses on physical appearance and vanity, doesn't it?
It's interesting that they chose to include a woman in the ad. They could have used a landscape instead, couldn't they? Photo editing is not just about pretty faces.
For sure, but advertisers design ads for a certain audience, don't they?
Yeah, well, it's obvious who their audience is here, and it's not nature photographers. It seems like it's directed at the fashion world or at women who are concerned with their appearance. Using an animal or landscape would have a less negative connotation for women, wouldn't it?
As you can see, John and Nicole use tag questions at the end of the statements to confirm, to check if the other person agrees, or to make a polite suggestion. Statement. It is shallow. Tag question. Isn't it? It focuses on physical appearance. Doesn't it? They could have used a landscape instead, couldn't they? But mass media designs ads for a certain audience, don't they? Using an animal or a landscape would have a less negative connotation for women, wouldn't it? Tag questions are a grammatical structure that turns sentences into confirmation questions by adding a question at the end. They are commonly used to confirm the given information in the previous statement. An affirmative sentence goes with a negative tag, and a negative sentence goes with an affirmative tag. The verb in the tag question should consider the tense, the subject of the verb, and the original verb in the statement. To use tag questions properly, keep the following table in mind. Tense, future tense, past. There are also some forms which are irregular. Take the sentence, I am clever. The tag takes a different verb form. The case with imperatives is also different. Take a look at the next table. Contextualization. Listen to the following conversation between John and Richard.
Good match, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's have a drink, shall we?
Sure.
Let's go.
I want a LPQ soda.
Are you kidding? You don't like that drink.
Well, I don't usually, but for some reason I'm craving one.
Uh-huh. You know why, don't you?
What are you talking about?
Come on, John. Didn't you realize how many times they showed the LPQ soda ad during the match?
Oh, that. Yeah, I see where you were going. You think I am a puppet? That they manipulated me? Ha ha ha.
Yeah. That's why you want to buy a soda you don't even like.
You're probably right. Isn't it crazy?
Not really. As far as I know, this is exactly how advertising works.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. But when the ad with the word thirsty appeared,
I know. I got thirsty too. They got me on that one.
and I was perfectly satisfied before that ad popped up. I actually got thirsty because of the ad.
And what about the one with the soccer stars? We were watching a match. Of course we like soccer stars.
Exactly. Besides, who wouldn't like to be famous?
Sure. They know how to appeal to an audience with our taste.
Well, I am sure they know that mainly men watch soccer games.
For sure. Did you notice the one that said soda for real men?
Yes, but I didn't buy that one. I mean, I'm a man, and I know I'm a man without drinking LPQ soda.
Ha ha ha. Of course, but the one I didn't agree at all was...
Let me guess. Everybody prefers LPQ soda.
Yes, I'm not everybody. I am me, Richard. I hate when people generalize.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
You know what? Let's have some magic soda instead.
Oh, I like magic soda. How it doesn't use a million manipulation strategies in their ads too. I have some at home for you, but I am still thirsty for LPQ soda. Can you believe it?
Stop the fuss. I'll treat you. Just not LPQ soda.